Alrighty, hello everyone. Welcome to the Real Watchers live stream for May 20th, 2024. Hope you're all having a fantastic week so far. And we actually have some comments right off the bat. Our good friend Nadia over in Hornmore. What's up? What is up?
What's up with you?
Hope you are having a fantastic evening, night, Monday, whatever day of the week it is. Good our friend Eddie and Haley over Fancy Swing. Hello, yo.
Hello, Eddie.
Must say that theater you have while waiting for the live stream to start, I would hate being in. All the seats are level, no stadium seating. We take that for granted for sure. Stadium seating is so good when it comes to kind of theater seating. That it happened to be the one I found on Google. That is the plain and honest truth there. But hope you're all having a fantastic evening and fantastic day so far. Kevin, how has your week been since last week when we got together?
It's been good. Still doing schoolwork. I did. We'll wait till the end of the stream to watch or to talk about this. But almost finished season 1 of Rex. Welcome to Wrexham.
Oh, yeah, you started it. Okay.
And then I watched a couple more movies this week. I want to just keep continuing to watch at least like 6-7 movies a week, but we'll see. I'm pretty good on my schoolwork right now, so I think I can keep that up.
Yeah, when the schoolwork starts to suffer, that's when you want to stop and make sure that you're keeping on top of the things you need to do. But as for me, pretty decent week. I had some fun times. We'll talk about when we get to kind of, towards the end. We'll talk about our trip to Universal as well as some other fun stuff. But let's go ahead and get right into the stories this week. And one of the biggest ones this week is that the producer, Jerry Bruckheimer, who does the Pirates of the Caribbean films, wants Johnny Depp back. Apparently, Jerry Bruckheimer says that he has spoken to him about it, and that's all we know. How do you feel about this, Kevin?
I like it. I mean, he is Jack Sparrow. So we can't really replace somebody that is Jack Sparrow in this movie with another actor because he won't give you that Johnny Depp feel to it. If they wanted to, they probably could have gotten off on another actor and make a whole new story about it. But it's Pirates. If they can get Johnny Depp back, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, we had heard rumors that Margot Robbie was in the running to take over the main character position in like a reboot situation. A recent rumor, I didn't put it in our news because didn't really have any standing to it, but there was a rumor that Glenn Powell of Top Gun Maverick and Anyone But You may have a role. That was unfounded and in no way, shape, or form needed to be reported on. So, but I mean, this is exciting. I think Johnny Depp is what made the Pirates films, or a big reason of what made the Pirates films so good. And now that we know that he is the abused and not the abuser, hopefully that can kind of jumpstart his career. Because I heard he was fantastic in this French movie that came out recently. So, don't know. But passing over to you, Kevin.
Yep. Next one, Venom: The Last Dance will be the final Venom movie in the franchise. I still haven't seen Venom. I saw Venom: Let There Be Carnage, because Nadia's mom had it on in the background, and I was kind of just glancing up at it. But I would have to see the first one. The second one was decent. It's better than something else that you're going to talk about today. And we'll just go from there. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, this makes sense. You know, Tom Hardy's not getting any younger, and a rumor that Tom Hardy may come in as Venom into the MCU for kind of the Secret Wars shenanigans, or that Tom Holland will go up against him. We don't know. So, but bring it up here. The Fall Guy is getting a digital release in the next week, actually. And this is for rental or for purchase. And we are getting a digital extended cut that's bringing an extra 20 plus minutes of footage, which is totally fine with me. I mean, more stunts. I enjoyed the movie quite a bit. I wouldn't say it's like a fantastic movie, but I did enjoy it enough that I would want to watch and see what other content was kind of cut out. Any more stunts or comedy. Too much of a good thing is never a bad thing unless we get way too much of it. Hopefully that made sense.
I mean, we could get more Rebel Moon, so I don't know if you want to say that.
Oh gosh, you're right. I take back what I said.
All right, and Insidious 6 receives official release date on August 29th, 2025. I don't know if what I gave Insidious Red Door. I forget. I don't know
I
if it
can
was
look it up
good or
for
bad.
you.
I think it was like halfway through, or something. But
You gave it a 3.5 stars. It looks like.
okay, so I guess I
no
would be
no
excited.
written review though.
No, okay. So, I guess I would be excited because I like the Insidious universe, but I don't know. 6 movies is a lot.
Yeah, if they can justify a reason for having a 6th, then absolutely. And I think that they have to do that first and foremost for the fans. I don't know if all the fans were on board with the Red Door. I don't know how you or Nadia, or I don't know. I know how you felt 3.5 stars. I don't know how Nadia feels or kind of anyone else in the audience. If any of you are fans of the Insidious franchise, let us know what you think. If you're excited for a potential 6th one.
Well, you saw the first one, right?
I haven't seen any of them actually.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I always confuse Insidious and Sinister because they came out around the same time.
Oh,
like in my head, I know they're completely different, but
Mm-hmm.
I do get them confused sometimes.
Okay.
Next up, Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan apparently have some really solid ideas for I Am Legend 2. We do know that I Am Legend 2 is on the way. It will not be, as far as I know, a direct sequel to I Am Legend 1 because obviously, spoiler alert, main character is dead. So I think Will Smith is coming back as a producer on the film, and that Michael B. Jordan will be the star as playing his son from the film or something like that. I mean, sure. It's been a while since I've seen I Am Legend. I want to know if it kind of deserves a sequel.
I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know.
There you go. There's a movie you can watch this week because you're all done with a certain franchise. Well, actually, there's one in theaters you haven't seen yet, but
yeah, that's true.
But moving right along.
Yep. With No Strings, Pinocchio Unstrung director promises practical effects gore fest. This is part of the Pooniverse, which that's such a horrible name for a universe name. I mean, if it's gonna be gore, it's a gore fest. If you say it's a gore fest and it underperforms, it's gonna tank, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So him saying that is like, ooh, I want to see like Thanksgiving or something like that gore fest.
Yeah, I think from what I've heard, from what I was reading in that article, the director has stated there is one particular notion in the movie that Pinocchio really wants to be a real boy. And so what does that mean in a horror film context? In the context of a gore fest, you'll have to come up with the ideas for yourself until that becomes a movie. So
gotcha.
I'm actually kind of excited to see what they do with that. Like, if he's just going to out there finding kids and cutting them up and taping them to himself, I don't know.
Oh, that would be cool. Like putting skin on top of his wooden skin. Oh,
yeah.
See, I'm down for that. And make us worry about the characters in these movies, please. That's the only other thing.
Just write good characters, please.
Yeah, weird.
Next up, Michael and Peter Spierig are to direct The Fall 2. We did comment on this a couple weeks ago, that The Fall is getting a sequel, The Fall being the movie about the two women that go up on that tower up in the desert. That they are doing a second one. Michael and Peter Spierig are the directors of Jigsaw, which is not Saw 10, but the movie that came out before that in the series, not including Spiral. But all right, I mean, probably, I don't know why they couldn't get the original director or directors back, but sure. I mean,
the first one was good. Have you seen the first one?
I have not seen it yet. I've heard good things, even though I watched the trailer and was not impressed at all. But I've heard great things about it.
Yeah, Nadia and I watched it, and it was pleasantly surprised of what they could do in such a little area.
Okay. Well, fair. Maybe that'll get added to my list this week.
All right, and then Roadhouse is getting a sequel at Amazon. I still haven't watched the first Roadhouse. It's on my list to watch, but cool. It must have been doing good.
It was a huge success for Amazon, so I think that, I don't think anyone is really going to complain about that.
True.
If it was a huge success, at least on their end. Alrighty, bad news for me. I'm just kidding. Happy Gilmore 2 has been confirmed by Netflix with Adam Sandler set to return. I know a lot of people love Happy Gilmore. I really liked it when I was younger, not so much now. Do I think this needs a sequel? Probably not. But hey,
money talks.
Money does talk, and apparently Adam Sandler does too. So we are getting a second one, which hopefully it's better. I mean, that's what I always got to hope for. Yeah. But let's go ahead and take a quick break and get to some comments because we do have them flying in real quick. Nadia, are y'all Team Conjuring or Team Insidious?
Conjuring. Easy.
Yeah, me too. I think Conjuring 1 and 2 are some of the best horror movies, like supernatural horror movies of the last 10 years, I would say.
Yeah.
Kind of around there. Insidious, I haven't seen them. I can't honestly say anything about it. So it's like I have to say Conjuring.
Hey,
Conjuring
you know what you can do is add it to the wheel. Anybody who wants to give Garrett or me Insidious, add it to the wheel.
Yeah, Kevin hasn't reviewed it on Letterboxd yet, so you can do it. Nadia. I gave Red Door 2.5 stars. Okay. So are you excited for the next one? That is the question. Matt Walls is Team Insidious.
Okay.
Alrighty. Pooniverse, yes.
Yeah.
Based on the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey films. It is the Pooniverse.
So stupid.
Yeah, it's great. I'm just gonna call it that. Pooniverse is a great name. I'm right there with you, Nadia. Because if they're all shit movies, then it's accurate.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's me saying Poon. It's just not. It doesn't flow right in my head. Like Pooniverse. It's not pleasant to me.
Do you mean Fall? Two Girls Step on the Tower, or The Fall? Because I don't know what that is. I believe it's just called The Fall.
I thought it was just Fall.
Or is it Fall? Oh, it is called Fall. My bad. I take full responsibility for getting that wrong. It is just called Fall. Thank you for the catch on that, Nadia. Yes, give me Happy too, says Eddie.
We'll see.
Hey, I'm glad you're happy. That's what I'm happy. Chris McDonald will be interesting if he came back for Happy Gilmore too. 100%. What was it? Scooter McGavin? His character's name?
I haven't seen it, so I haven't seen it.
Either Scooter or Shooter. I don't remember the first name. That was I'll do it. Nobody at Insidious. I'll do it. All right.
Oh yeah, he has to get it again because he got 2 of his taken away. So.
Alrighty, that's it for the comments. Oh, we had one more that just came in. Oh, okay, never mind. That's a response to Matt. Alrighty, and let's go ahead and continue on with Kevin here.
Me, I Know What You Did Last Summer movie gets release date for July 18th, 2025. This is a whole new reboot, right? Okay, let's see what the trailers are about and who they do they have a cast yet?
I believe so, but I don't know for sure.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I can get some information on that.
Again, I have to see maybe some trailers or some actors who are going to play the part, and then we'll go from there. But cool. More horror movies. I'll take it.
Yeah, no idea just yet. It doesn't seem like I can find anything. Okay. Next up, speaking of horror, we'll go ahead and keep it on that topic. Pierce Brosnan, past James Bond actor, will be starring in a werewolf film called Wolfland to be directed by his son. I mean, hey, you know what? Got to help your kid out from time to time. And hopefully it's a movie worth your time.
Exactly. And if it's good, his son has a bright future then.
There you go. We're starting to see a lot of these children of filmmakers making their first films. We got M. Night Shyamalan's daughter making a film this year. We got Spielberg's daughter, I believe, is making a film very soon. Cronenberg's daughter is making her first film. His son already made one.
Lisa Frankenstein.
Yeah, with Zelda Williams, who is Robin Williams' daughter. We're getting a lot of these children of films, and hopefully they have a future.
Yeah.
But moving on to a story that I'm excited about.
Yeah, the Black Phone 2 release date delayed to October 17th, 2025. I don't know why you're excited for a delay.
Well, just the fact that we're getting Black Phone 2. I forgot it was announced. I really liked Black Phone. So,
yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. It's getting closer to Halloween. Perfect timing for it. So, I don't know. No word on why it's been delayed. Probably just to get it closer to Halloween and kind of get it away from any larger releases. It's probably what the case is.
I don't know, man. I think it could try to go for a top spot with anybody because of Black Phone being that good.
True. Next up, a John Wick spinoff starring Donnie Yen's character from John Wick Chapter 4 has been announced by Lionsgate. I'm
That's cool.
so down for this.
I'm down.
Another blind assassin movie. We're basically an entire movie about his character is just a fantastic idea. And that's the way to keep the John Wick universe going. We have these characters that people really like, and just kind of that's how you can expand it and bring in new characters and new locations. I just think it's a great idea. And obviously, Lionsgate's been trying to make money on it. I get it, but it's their biggest franchise ever, I think.
But it's interesting too when watching John Wick 4. You're like, who is this person? Why is he blind? Like they can dive so much deeper into his backstory, and then maybe end up at John Wick 4. But how did he meet John Wick? Stuff like that would be very interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of different ways they could do it. Very excited for it because they also made his character very realistic too, using like the doorbells and the motion sensors. It's just so good. But passing it over to you.
Yep, Megan 2.0 release date delayed again to June 27th, 2025. Hey, they're just getting it right. That's all they're doing.
Honestly, it makes sense. And if they're gonna go with the PG-13 route again for Megan 2.0, which they did with the first one, and it was very successful, then putting it out during the summer makes sense. Kids are going to be out, like teenagers are going to be out of school. They'll go to see it. It just makes sense business-wise, financially. I think it's a great move. I think it's going to help them make a lot more money.
So do you think more gory horror movies should come out during Halloween time and then kiddie horror movies come out summer?
I don't think you should relegate a genre to a time frame. I think you could release a horror movie anytime. Like The Strangers just came out in the summertime. So I don't think you have to release it beginning of the year, Halloween time or summer. I think it just depends on the marketability of it and when it's going to come out, which we'll talk about another one that's been has a release date set for a time when it could make money too. But let's go ahead and move right along. Mortal Kombat 2 is going to be set to release on October 24th, 2025. We're finally getting a release date. Hopefully we get a trailer. Well, it's coming out next year. We won't get a trailer until next year, but that's quite a ways to go. I know they just finished filming, or they're just finishing filming, so this makes sense. But I have a soft spot for the first one. It wasn't great, but I did enjoy it, and I love Mortal Kombat and the lore and the characters, so you know what? I'm all here for it.
I mean, they can expand on other characters that maybe we didn't get in the first one. I haven't seen the first one. We're getting
Johnny Cage this time.
So, yeah, see, exactly. And people are going to be, if people want to go see it, they will go see it. So,
exactly. Yeah, 100%. But Kevin's going to be happy about this one.
Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 release date is set to December 5th, 2025. It's a Christmas movie, everybody.
Woo! Freddy Fazbear's coming for your stockings.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, first one was great. They have so many ways that they can expand on this universe as well. So I'm down for it.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see what they do with it. First movie, in my opinion, wasn't that great, but there's a lot that they could do to make it better and expand upon it. They have the building blocks there to make it better. So hopefully we get something better. It's fun. Speaking of fantastic movies, Kevin, Dune Part 2, best movie of 2024 so far, is hitting Max tomorrow. So if you haven't checked it out in theaters, you'll be able to check it out now on HBO Max. And you can too see why this movie is so good.
Yeah, just watch it. And maybe you got spoiled on it, but just go watch it. It's so good.
So good. It's a spoiler for our movies of the year so far.
Yep.
And then last story of the night, kept this one for you, Kevin.
Yeah, I didn't know this was on here either. WWE's Charlotte Flair will make acting debut in horror movie You Lose, You Die. Oh, this sounds absolutely atrocious. That title is horrible.
Or it could be great. You don't know.
That's true. Could be cheesy fun. But yeah, no. Well, she has been out with an injury. She tore like her ACL or her knee or something like that. So maybe this is what she's been doing. She didn't tear anything.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, what it's going to be like. But exciting for fans of WWE, which I know you and Nadia are. So, but that's going to be it for our news stories this week. Man, we got comments coming in. So let's go ahead and get to some of them here. Let's see here. Yes, Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. making a comeback. Okay, so that was the correct one I saw. Alrighty, so they are coming back. So maybe it's a sequel. With I Know What You Did being remade, it'd be nice to do remakes of movies from longer than 40 years ago. Cinema has been around for 100 plus years. 100%. You know, I get it. There's a lot of older movies that can be rebooted, remade with current directors. So I get it. We just saw Ethan Hawke live, the grabber in the black phone, and wanted to ask him if he could grab me, but I didn't. That's unfortunate. I saw your pictures on Instagram. Looked like a great time.
He might take that the wrong way too, Eddie.
Would you mind grabbing me?
Yeah.
Right. You know. Let's see here. Good. Keep delaying it until it never premieres. What movie? Which one are we talking about? Because there's a lot of delays. One?
I think Megan. He didn't like Megan.
Oh, okay. Well, unfortunately,
that's okay.
It's coming. Missed opportunity to call it M. Tugan. Well, Megan 2.0 is also pretty good. I don't know. But that's unfortunately, we don't work in the naming part of the movie industry.
No.
We should. Just have Donnie Yen's character going against Stephen Lang's character from Don't Breathe. There you go. That's the final boss fight. For Mortal Kombat, Kano comes back, or I'm not interested. Kano is confirmed to come back. Jesus, it's all nothing but twos. Yep.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no tens here. Hashtag support original films. Yeah, it'd be great if more people did that and original films come out and no one goes to see them.
Yep. Unfortunately.
That's why The Creator flopped. That's why...
that was such a good movie,
The Fall Guy, which I guess The Fall Guy is not original because it's a remake of the TV show, but unfortunately...
Well, okay, would you say Kingdom is original? Because technically, spoiler,
no,
if you haven't...
I mean, it's an original story set in an unoriginal universe.
Okay.
Matt Walls, I watched Dune Part 2 on Blu-ray. Made me realize I need to update my audio in the living room. Yep. Actually, that's funny that you mentioned that, Matt. You've mentioned that last week on the show that you were getting the Blu-ray. And literally after the show, I went and ordered the 4K version. And it's on my shelf on the end. You can probably see the orange right there.
Yeah.
So, I actually have it too. I haven't watched it on here yet. But, yeah, fantastic. What the fuck is Charlotte doing? I can't
movies.
answer that. Joey says, I like Charlotte Flair, but I have no faith in this.
It's going to be one of those, either people are going to like it or people are going to hate it. It's not going to be a right in the middle.
Yeah. Not every WWE star can make the transition to acting like, Dave Bautista, John Cena, and The Rock did. It's just, the math is not in their favor. But hey, hopefully it works out.
Yeah.
But alrighty, that's going to be it for the comments. Thank you, everyone, for commenting. Really appreciate that. Let's go ahead and get into the things that we got trailers for this week. Did anything stand out to you this week, Kevin?
No, nothing stood out because I didn't see anything. So
I appreciate the honesty. I think for me, the only trailer that really has kind of any interest for me right now, I mean, obviously Megalopolis, because it's Francis Ford Coppola's new movie, even though it does appear to be getting very mixed reviews out of the Cannes Film Festival, which is going on right now. Same with Horizon, an American Saga, which will be a 4-part Western film series from Kevin Costner. So,
I heard of that. Never mind.
Can't wait to go watch a 3-hour Kevin Costner Western movie. That's going to be fantastic, which is only one of 4. I would say for me, though, Never Let Go is the one that holds my kind of attention this week. Is a Halle Berry starring horror film about people who need to stay attached to their house or bad things happen because it's post-apocalyptic, they think, or who knows. I mean, it looks all right. It definitely held my attention when I saw it in theaters for the trailer. And I still think that Wicked Part 1 looks bad.
I don't know. I'm not really into the whole Wicked scene. So
yeah, and I've talked to several people who are fans of Wicked, and they don't think the movie looks good either. So maybe it'll be a bomb. Who knows?
Is it Adrian and Cassidy?
Adrian was saying it didn't look very good. Also, my mom is a huge fan of Wicked, and
okay.
When she likes the casting of Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba, but hates the casting of Ariana Grande. No one seems to like Ariana Grande's casting. So I have no idea what to say. But that's going to be it for the trailers this week. Got a couple of comments that came in here. Garrett, your house is on fire. You only have time to save 5 Blu-rays. What you saving?
his Legos.
Yeah. Luckily, most of my Legos are in storage. I would probably say that's a really good question. Probably Seven Samurai is one of them. I would say the other, just because it was so freaking hard to find, Solo or the 120 Days of Sodom, because I do not want to have to find that movie again, and it was expensive. I would also say Lord of the Rings trilogy. I mean, it's 3 of my favorite movies of all time. I don't know, any kind of special editions. I have a collector's edition for a movie called Belle that I really love that movie. And 2001: Space Odyssey, I guess. I don't know. Off the top of my head right now. If I had to choose right now. Matt Walls, Megalopolis and Horizon are movies I'm interested in. Yeah, I think Megalopolis looks really interesting visually. We'll have to see if it's any good when it comes out. And Horizon, which apparently got a 10-minute standing ovation at Cannes Film Festival, and then all the reviews came out for it, and they were trashing the film. I have no idea what to think about that movie. So,
mixed reviews.
We'll wait and see. Yeah. My penguin friend sounds adorable.
I saw that. I was like, my penguin friend. It sounds so funny.
What is the movie about? I actually didn't read it. Inspired by a true story, an enchanting adventure about a lost penguin rescued from an oil spill who transforms the life of a heartbroken fisherman. They soon become unlikely friends, so bonded that even the vast ocean cannot divide them. That sounds like just a wonderful little time.
Heartfelt story.
May your house never catch fire. That's something I actually say every night. May my house never catch fire. And also may Eddie's house never catch fire. I do say it about your specific home every night. No one else's. Alrighty, let's go ahead and talk about, Kevin, our favorite part of the show every week. We get to talk about the movies that we watched. We'll go back and forth because we got a couple of movies that were outside of the ratings that we did. And I'll go ahead and go first. I rewatched the 1989 Batman with our good friend Michael Keaton. I do like this movie quite a bit. I don't think it's nearly as good as the Christopher Nolan films, because for one very big reason, and actually Joey and I were talking about this on Thursday, is because I think that the Tim Burton film is very visually, aesthetically interesting because it's more in line with the comics. And I think that the Nolan films are more interesting because of more thematically, like they feel much more deep and layered and nuanced. Whereas the Tim Burton one is very comics accurate, which isn't a bad thing, but it just kind of hurts it, in my opinion, just a tad bit. Also, Keaton's not my favorite Batman, unfortunately, but he is really good in the movie. Jack Nicholson is also a great Joker. Not my favorite Joker, but a very good Joker. It's just a great movie. You know, it's just not as good as the Nolan ones, but a great movie, in my opinion. I know Joey's probably seething in his seat that I said that right now. But we'll go ahead and go to Kevin's first movie.
Me, War of the Planet of the Apes. I finished the franchise, or the trilogy. Yeah, trilogy now. Yeah. What a great trilogy. Like, I think all of mine were 90s or 80s. Low 90s and 80s, which is great. I mean, it's so consistent throughout all of them, but this one just hits it on the head at the end when something happens, which I don't like doing spoilers, so just go watch it and you'll know what I mean. But also the way that the humans are getting this disease, but we don't know why, and the Colonel is very interesting as well, and Caesar is the best character that has been consistent in 3 movies that I have seen so far. So
awesome. All right, and that's Kevin's for War of the Planet of the Apes, and I'm sorry ahead of time to anyone that liked this movie. But man, I finally watched Madam Web because it hit Netflix, and this movie is all you have to do is go onto Netflix and hover over the movie. You know how it plays a clip of the movie? All you have to do is watch the clip that plays for this movie on Netflix. They chose the worst possible clip that they could have picked. I literally showed it to my roommates who were like, "Yeah, we should watch Madam Web," and I showed them the clip. They don't want to watch it anymore.
What's the clip? I'm
It's
so
them
curious.
in the subway, and Dakota Johnson's like, "Go, go! You have to get off. You're gonna die if you stay on here. Go, go!" And it's the most wooden, flat thing with no tension and no like urgency. It's just stupid. This movie fucking sucks. And I'm sorry if anyone likes it. You're free to go for it. I think this movie is just awful. Writing, editing, just everything about it. Everyone in this movie is talented. Like all the performers, I'm sure are fantastic. Like we know, like Sydney Sweeney and Dakota Johnson are fantastic performers, but they're awful in this movie. Like what happened? This movie just boggles my mind that it exists. Like it is, it is bad. But I will go ahead and pass it over to one that's kind of disappointing for me. But we'll hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I watched the Vivitch, the A24. I'm kind of like on A24 bender right now, just because they are hit or miss for me. You got some really high ones and you got some really low ones, in my opinion. But this one, the scenery, the photography, and the
cinematography.
Thank you. Cinematography are amazing in this movie. The kids are annoying, the little ones. The main actress is really good, and the boy is really good. The father and mother they're there, which is okay. Everything's fine. But I was having a hard time understanding what they were saying, and I get it's a period point movie and everything, but for me, watching a movie, I don't want to. I had captions on, and I had to go back sometimes to see what they actually meant when they were saying stuff. So this might need another rewatch. It probably will, but just wasn't for me. And I did like the ending about how we get to hear the devil pretty much, and how Black Phillip, and that part's great, but everything else up to that was kind of and it was because I was trying to understand what the hell they were saying. So
it's fair. I mean, not every movie can please everyone. Hopefully, on a rewatch, you get a little bit more out of it. But yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite horror films in a very long time. I mean, I haven't disliked anything that Robert Eggers has made so far. Moving right along to a movie that I seem to be in the minority on, and that is If, that just released in theaters this weekend. I'm not gonna say I really enjoyed the movie, but I did like it. I think that it was heartfelt enough. It was emotional enough. I do agree with a lot of the criticisms where it doesn't really feel like it's nailed down what audience it's going for. It's a little too heavy for kids, and it's a little too cutesy for adults. But I think that for me, it struck a perfect balance in the middle. I was definitely, laughing at a couple moments. I was also in tears in a couple of moments. I feel like it did tug on my heartstrings enough that it worked. I thought it was a cute movie, and the visual effects for all the imaginary friends were actually pretty good, and they all had their own distinct styles and just worked. So for me, it worked. If you want to go see it, go right ahead. It is also nice, I would say, that Ryan Reynolds does not just play Deadpool. Like, he actually plays a different character. Like, it's actually pretty nice. So
nice.
I did enjoy it. So if you want to go see it, I would say check it out.
No, right. And then I just finished The Lighthouse maybe an hour ago. So what a fucked up movie this is, because of in my review I said, are you the viewer going mad? Are they going mad? Or is just one of them going mad? And I still can't wrap my head around it, because I felt like I was in like a fever dream that entire time watching this movie, because that's what it is. It's them trapped on an island with a lighthouse, and shit hits the fan pretty much because they're just isolated so much. It's visually, it's great. The black and white works so well for this movie. I love that part of it. And then Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson are fantastic in this movie. I felt like they were having like a lot of fun in this movie, and they were trying to one up each other on how crazy they can get, because this shit gets mad, like batshit crazy.
It's actually funny, you did Eggers movies back to back.
I know.
The
I
Witch
just
and then
I
Lighthouse.
just realized that when you said it.
Yeah, Lighthouse is another movie I absolutely love. I think that one's near perfect in my opinion, but I think it gets better the more you watch it and the more you see.
Yeah.
So definitely one of those ones that grows on you over time for sure. Alrighty, let me go ahead and dive into the next one that I watched. Actually, I watched it right after If. I stayed in theaters and watched The Strangers Chapter 1, which, as a fan of the original, this movie is a really uninspired knockoff. It really feels like they're treading the same water, but even then it's not as much because they do have to end it to get into the next movie, because this is going to be a trilogy, as we've talked about. I will say that I don't think this movie is good, but I am excited for what they do for the next parts and how and what the potential is. It won't be the same house. Where is it going to be? Is it going to be the whole town? They tease a lot of stuff in this movie without any payoff. But I think that, when we said earlier that they were doing a 4.5-hour cut of all three of these, I think that will probably be the best way to watch them all.
Okay.
Which is kind of weird to say because they're probably all not going to be that great. But, I think altogether you'll see the full story because they made them all back to back to back. Mm-hmm. So, excited to see what comes next. But this one, I wouldn't waste your time unless it's really piquing your interest. I know you and Nadia weren't too enthused about it. But, if you like it, hey, awesome. It just wasn't the best. Some cool moments, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But we got a interesting one here, which is actually going to be Kevin's last one before we get into the Wheel of Fate ones.
It was a short that we just watched, pretty much. And what an amazing short this was. The stop motion is never dead because it always looks good in my eyes. And the way these characters, they're all made out of wood as well. And the wooden samurai is so cool. You just go watch this. It's like it was 5 minutes or something like that.
Not even, it was like 4 minutes.
Yeah, and just go watch it because it shows how good some people are on YouTube and stuff like that, and how much time and effort they put into this. And it's just so good. Go watch it.
I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm actually going to share the link in chat because it is on YouTube. It's completely free to watch. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it so much that I was the one that showed Kevin the short to begin with. And I gave it a 94. I think this movie, the short, was beautifully done. It's visually arresting from beginning to end. You're sucked in. It's almost like one thing you didn't mention. It's anime like. Like a lot of the fight scenes feel straight out of an anime, which more and more like stunt people and fight choreographers that are working in the industry now are inspired by anime, which is awesome because it has some of the best fight scenes in media. And I think this is just that to a whole new level. And I have heard rumblings that this team is working on a full-length feature film in this style. Highly recommend it if any of you haven't checked it out yet. Even if you're not into animation, I think you can really appreciate the hard work that went into making this possible. So, and no pun intended because it's made of wood. But let's go ahead. I'm going to go to the last two movies I have before getting into the Wheel of Fate ones. I did watch the sequel to one of my favorite comedy movies of all time. I watched The Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear, from 1991, giving it a 61 out of 100. The Naked Gun is one of my favorite comedy movies ever, and even with its flaws and its imperfections, this one I had never seen before. I actually own a sealed VHS, I think. It's not here with me, but I own it. I just never seen it. And I think this film is still funny. I think there's enough here to make people laugh, but I don't think it's as consistently funny as the first one is. The first one's consistently funny throughout. This one has a couple of misses kind of throughout its runtime, but I will say that the plot and the pacing is far more consistent than the first one. The first one really stumbles in its last 20 minutes with the whole baseball game part. This one is pretty consistent all the way through. So kind of an odd score here, but if you're looking for something funny to watch, the Naked Gun movies, I'm gonna be watching the third one tonight. So like that will be a part of my review next week. So I love these movies. I think they're awesome. Leslie Nielsen is just so good.
You should have given it a 61.5.
You can't, unfortunately. Well, I mean, I could write it, I guess.
Yeah.
And then this one this is an odd one. So, for those of you who don't know, there are, I believe, and Joey will probably have to correct me, there are cartoons that are called the Censored 11, which are Warner Brothers and Looney Tunes cartoons that were created back in the 40s that are no longer deemed appropriate or by any means something you can show on TV anymore. And one of the most well-known ones is called Coal Black and the Seven Dwarves, which is a parody redo of Snow White and the Seven Dwarves with all stereotypical black characters. And I will say, I have to give the short some credit. It is well animated and the music is really fun. I really enjoyed the music of it. However, there is just this gross feeling while watching it. Like, it's not like I'm not supposed to be seeing this kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't, like, you know, I could see people saying, oh, this is like, it's never like overtly racist, it's just stereotypical. I can see that argument being made, but I don't feel like it was made in good faith towards the black community. Yeah. So it's just, I can't give it a higher rating. It just feels gross. I felt like I had to take a shower after watching it. It was just kind of gross. I mean, it's not available anywhere really. You might be able to find it on YouTube somewhere. I had to go to the Internet Archive to watch this. So for those of you who are actually like legitimately curious, you can find it on the Internet Archive. But that is it for all the movies we watched outside of the Wheel of Fate. Now let's go ahead and dive into the Wheel of Fates, and we have short films, animated shorts that we did watch. Yep. And your first one, Kevin, was Plain Daffy.
Plain Daffy. Oh my gosh, I forgot to write in my review for this one. I'll tell you it when I'm talking about it. But this one was just so funny, and I forgot that you could put like Nazi symbols and stuff because this was 1944. And
it's anti-Nazi propaganda, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't know it was a Nazi propaganda. I was like, oh, it's Daffy gonna be flying everywhere and stuff, and then it has Hitler in it.
It's not Nazi propaganda, it's anti-Nazi.
Yeah.
Like propaganda films, yeah.
Yeah, but it has Hitler in it. It has they shoot themselves at the end. Like they off themselves. And I'm like, oh my gosh, the kids used to watch this stuff. Now, you won't be caught dead watching this one nowadays, but it was just really funny. And I forgot to mention, it rhymes the entire time when you watch this entire thing, and it does amazing rhymes during the whole thing, which I absolutely love. I was like, wow, that guy deserves a raise. He probably didn't get one, but it was amazing in that one. So I gave it 100 out of 100 just because it was fun too.
There you go. You really liked Plain Daffy. My first one was Pigs in a Polka, which is one of the ones for Looney Tunes where they did like a musical focus. Like, it was music was the focus, and then animation. There was no dialogue or anything. And I forget the piece that this was based off of, like the actual musical piece. But I think this is a fun and well animated short that highlights comedy and music in equal measure. I don't think it's as memorable for me as later shorts like the Rabbit of Seville and their other music focused ones, but it is still a lot of fun. I highly recommend this. I believe this one's on YouTube, like the full thing. Just watch it. I mean, it's not going to hurt you. You get to see some quality animation and some good comedy. So
yeah.
Let's go ahead and move over to your second one.
Yeah, my second one is The Superior Salesman. Stupor. Sorry, I don't know why I said superior. Stupor Salesman. This one's really funny. It's basically Daffy Duck breaking and entering into a house of a thief and trying to sell him stuff. And it just gets funnier and funnier every time that something bad happens to the thief. And but Daffy is just the perfect salesman. He will not say no to this person, and it's really funny. Again, watch all these shorts. They're like 7 minutes long, and you'll be pleasantly surprised how much you actually like them.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to go back and watch these, so can't argue with that at all. My second one that I did was Daffy Doodles. I love me some unhinged Daffy Duck, where he's just completely bonkers the entire time. But I feel like this concept went on a little too long. It was just a little too stretched out, a little stretched thin. I think it's well animated as always, but it just didn't really do anything for me to stand out from the other Looney Tunes cartoons. Still funny, still worth your time, but like, just didn't do that extra little bit. It didn't make me like audibly laugh or, you know, I smiled obviously because it's Looney Tunes, and I will always smile while watching Looney Tunes because Looney Tunes is Looney Tunes. But just didn't quite do enough to break the mold.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, what? You're saying something?
Nope. I'm ready to get into it.
Alrighty. Kevin's first movie was Nadia's Pick.
Yep. And what an amazing pick that she did. I have watched this before, but I did not review it. So watching this again with my reviewer's eyes, and I still love this movie. It is such a good zombie movie that is, you don't care about the characters, but the zombies in here are really, they're intelligent zombies, so they know how to talk, and because they're recently dead, they're not just dead in the ground forever. There are some looping scenes in this movie, but they work. It's okay. And you get to meet Tarman. Have you seen Tarman?
I have not.
No. If not, Nadia might put it on the list again just for you. But Tarman is one of the coolest practical zombies that I have seen in a very long time. And he makes this movie, even though he's only in it for like maybe 3 minutes, but you just know when Tarman's going to come on here, and he steals the show in this movie.
Gotcha. I'm going to go ahead and go with Nadia's Pick first. I will follow your example. I watched Village of the Damned, the John Carpenter 1995 remake of the original film. And this was an odd experience for me because it's definitely on my guilty pleasure list for sure. I don't think it's by any means a bad movie. I would even say that it's better than okay. I think it is totally fine. I think that there is, on one hand, a really potent story about forced pregnancy and other words that then go along with that I can't say on YouTube. But then also it kind of delves into the campy and the cheesy a little bit, which kind of undoes all of the good things that the film, not all of them, but like it just undoes a couple of things. It does feel like a longer episode of The X-Files or Twilight Zone, which I love both those shows, so I'm totally down for. Christopher Reeve and Kirstie Alley are the good performances in this movie. None of the kids are very good in what they're trying to do. I don't think they're really written the best either. But I would say the film's opening 30 to 40 minutes, like up until the kids start growing up, is fantastic. Like I was totally engaged in this. Then I was really liking what I was seeing. I think it just kind of moves into your familiar sci-fi horror, kind of like cheesy, campy 50s, 40s kind of sci-fi horror at the end, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because it's on my guilty pleasure list, but it just, I don't know, it doesn't do enough to kind of like really envelop me. But I did enjoy it. I did like watching it, which was actually I was pleasantly surprised. I think that's probably the best thing I can walk away from saying. I was pleasantly surprised. Is it something I'll watch again? Not anytime soon, but I would definitely watch it with friends, or like we always say, during a game night or something, or a Halloween party. Like, this is just something fun to have on in the background, especially when it gets into the cheesy and campy stuff as you go on. But
true.
But thank you, Nadia. That was a good suggestion.
Yep. And then I got Matt Walls won last week. He won 2, I think. Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did.
And I watched The Rocketeer, and I didn't know this was. I kind of knew this was made by Disney because in one of the new rides is called the Mouseketeer, and they take like parodies on movies that they have made in the past, and it's like the same symbol as the Rocketeer. But this, I feel like, is one of those lost movies that no one talks about.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Because in my review, I'm like, this is the real life Treasure Planet in Atlantis, because it's a pretty decent movie. And would I watch it again? If someone asked me to watch this, yeah, I'd probably watch it again just to see what I missed. But the visuals, CG doesn't really hold up as well, but it's 1991. It was before I was born, so that's okay. It gives it a pass. You do really care about the characters, and then I didn't see the twist at the end that the bad guy was something. But it was a really good surprise movie, so I gave it a 73 out of 100.
There you go. Well, a great recommendation from Matt Walls there, and I'll go over to my Matt Walls pick for the week, which was Star Trek: The Motion Picture. It is worth it to note that I did watch the director's version of the film, which is the only one that I was able to find, from what I've heard, makes the film better. I cannot say that this film is the most exciting film in the world, but I will say that it is good science fiction. The movie does have some significant setbacks, in my opinion. It's not the best paced movie in the world. There are sequences that go on for way too long. And I do think that the film is mostly dialogue, which does hurt it in some regards. But one of my biggest things is I love, one of the things I love about Star Trek is the world and how they design everything. This movie just looks not that pretty. It's a lot of beige and baby blue, and it's a little ugly in that regard. But I will say that the premise and the story for this movie is really what I like about it, though. I'm not going to spoil it here because I did not see the twist coming. And if you haven't seen the movie before and you're into sci-fi and kind of deeper, harder sci-fi, I would check it out because there's a really cool story element that, again, I am not going to spoil here. I had heard that this movie is boring for some people, which I can totally see. And I can see the pacing being the main issue there. But there is enough there that it held my interest. I know the movie series gets better as it goes on, so I'm excited to watch things like The Wrath of Khan and The Voyage Home. So I was excited to watch this movie. I wouldn't say I was disappointed. I think it felt right in line with what I was expecting. So thank you for suggesting that, Matt. But if any of you, that's the last one. So if any of you want to see anything that we've reviewed, you can go to underneath our names here. You got our letterboxds where you can see all these reviews in their full detail. We definitely write them out a little bit more than what is kind of spoken about on here. So let's go ahead and get to the comments here because we've had quite a few since we did this. Let me see here. Let's see. Here we go. Sorry. Man, I can't wait for the day when this segment happens. And Garrett says, first up, I watched Ava DuVernay's Origin. You know what? I keep waiting for it to show up on a streaming network, and it's only available to rent, which is kind of, honestly, more than anything, that's what's pushing me back from watching it, is that I don't want to have to pay to watch it. But maybe this week. And it's also on the wheel. So if it comes up, then it'll happen. War for the Planet of the Apes was like a Holocaust film.
Yeah, it was.
Garrett, I don't know what you're talking about. Continues soothing about Batman. Yep. It goes on Netflix. Yeah, it's really bad. Worst part of Madame Web is the villain who never wears shoes. Okay, the villain.
What?
Okay,
he never wears shoes?
I don't give a shit about spoiling this movie. So the villain is basically a version of Spider-Man.
Okay, yeah.
And he's trying to kill these 3 young women because in his dreams they throw him out of a window. He's fucking Spider-Man. He can swing away or land it, but he dies miraculously in this dream, and it's the stupidest motivation for a villain I've ever heard.
What?
Yeah,
that's not motivation. That's just a bad dream.
It's horrible. I'm done with it. They made Sydney Sweeney unrecognizable in Madame Web. Yeah, in a bad way. Yep. They just completely did not even go with what she's good to do. Garrett/Kevin, would you rather be a director or an actor?
I think director.
I would say director too. I like being a storyteller.
I like telling a story and then making sure that my point gets across, and I can tell the actors how I want them to act in my movie, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm right there. Yeah. Because the best thing I can relate it to is D&D. I prefer being a DM to a player, so it's the same thing with movies. Leslie Nielsen's best role is the president in Scary Movie 3 and 4. Great roles. He is the best part of any movie he's in, no matter how bad the movie is. He is the best part of it. Although I would say Frank Drebin, for me, is a little bit above Scary Movie. Not a whole bunch. Correct. There were talks to release a DVD of the Censored 11, but for historical purposes, but it fell through. I know we have talked about that, and there are multiple of these. I know this is one of the ones that's most despised, I guess. Which is actually funny because there is a section of animation in the Academy Award Museum, and there's a section of kind of animations past, and they do talk about Coal Black and the Seven Dwarfs in that segment, as far as and other ones from the Censored 11, and just how they were not okay then and they're not okay now. Keep in mind, cartoons were a way of escape for kids and adults, along with different times, different views back in the way. Also, this was during the war, so war propaganda aplenty.
It was just so funny. I was not expecting to see just swastikas everywhere, so that's why.
I like that Pigs in the Polka, Rabbit of Seville, and the overrated What's Opera Doc are great at matching musical cues with animation. 100%. I think that, I think that they do it just as good, if not a little bit better than Disney does with Fantasia. So, this is, I don't know. Eddie says, Marry, Fuck, Kill. Spielberg, Lucas, Christopher Nolan.
I'll let you be this one.
No.
Yeah.
Marry Spielberg, fuck Nolan, kill Lucas. I'm sorry. Nolan is a better filmmaker than Lucas is by far.
I would say same then. Because same.
As much as I like Star Wars, that's all he's really done except for American Graffiti and, THX. Spielberg is just literally a GOAT tier movie director. And so is Nolan. Nolan is a GOAT tier. He hasn't made a bad movie. So, can't agree. But glad to hear what you have to think about it. Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and do the quick little bits for the box office and for what's coming out this weekend so we can get to the fun stuff and spin the Wheel of Fate. Now, make sure that you have a list of what you want to add to the Wheel of Fate and put it in the comment section when we get there. Not right now, but when we get there, have those ready to go because the wheel's filling up, baby. So, Kevin, let's go ahead and talk about the movies that released last week.
If coming in at number 1 with 35 million, which is surprising that it bumps Apes down to 26 million in the second spot, which I don't think a lot of people were going to see that. So good for If, good for Ryan Reynolds. And maybe a surprise, The Strangers Chapter 1 is not higher than what it is, or didn't get as much money as in 12 million. The Fall Guy still up there with 8.5, and Challengers at number 5 at 2.9. But we do not see Kong versus Zilla on here for the first time in probably a month, maybe. I feel
now that it's available to purchase at home, it's fine. I mean, I'm honestly not surprised If's in first place. If had so much more marketing behind it than any of the other movies on this list, maybe except for The Fall Guy. So it's not surprising. It's also a movie that appeals to more people than I think Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes does. So I think it makes perfect sense. And The Strangers opening at number 3 with 12 million, even with a negative, kind of borderline negative word of mouth, is still impressive. So, I mean, hey, a good weekend for the theaters in general, I would say. But let's go ahead and talk about the movies that are coming out this weekend. And boy, oh boy, do we got two good ones and one interesting one and one that I don't know anything about. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Up first is Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. The origin story of renegade warrior Furiosa before her encounter and team up with Mad Max. This movie is getting great reviews. It has an 82% on Metacritic and is one of the higher rated kind of blockbuster action films of the year. So I know Kevin and I can't wait for that. We'll probably go see it on Friday. We should. Next up is Hitman, which is releasing on Netflix. Actually, it's in theaters early, releasing on Netflix June 7th. A professor moonlighting as a hitman of sorts for his city police department descends into dangerous, dubious territory when he finds himself attracted to a young woman who enlists his services. This has Glenn Powell in it, which is just becoming a household name at this point. And have heard pretty decent things. It has an 82% on Metacritic. Same score as Furiosa. So if you have a chance to go see this in theaters when it does release, maybe you should check it out. After that is the Garfield movie with Chris Pratt playing Chris Pratt. After Garfield's unexpected reunion with his long-lost father, Ragged Alley Cat Vic, he and his canine friend Odie are forced from their perfectly pampered lives to join Vic on a risky heist. I have not wanted to see this movie from the first trailer. And I love Garfield.
No.
A lot of the early reactions were saying this is better than the Bill Murray ones, which I get, but Bill Murray is a better Garfield than Chris Pratt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Last up, we have a movie called Babes, which unfortunately does not have a plot on IMDb. Let me check if it has one on Metacritic. Let's see here. Babes has... After becoming pregnant from a one-night stand, Eden leans on her married best friend and mother of two, Dawn, to guide her through gestation and beyond. So, pregnancy comedy. So, if you're interested, go check it out. Alrighty. And that is it for the movies that are coming out this weekend and the ones that came out last weekend. And with that, there is a change of music. So go ahead and start getting in those suggestions for the Wheel of Fate, so we can go ahead and start writing them in, because I'm sure we're going to have more to put on there, which you can't wait for. I mean, when this wheel gets even more chaotic than it already is, I'm excited for that. Let's go ahead and see here. I had a couple of comments here that came in. Sorry, I'll be normal for the rest of the stream. We don't want you to be normal. Be yourself. Normal's boring. Eddie, be yourself. Apparently, Furiosa got an 8-minute standing ovation at Cannes. Imagine clapping for that long, not doing anything else except clapping, and then you want to stop, but you keep clapping. That's not the longest one ever. I think, was it Killers of the Flower Moon had like a 25-minute standing ovation?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like it's not anything to judge the movie off of, because Horizon, the new Kevin Costner Western, also had an 8 or a 10-minute standing ovation, and the movie's getting thrashed in the reviews. So like no one knows what to think from those. So, but I'm so excited for Furiosa. Bill Murray did say in Zombieland that he regretted Garfield.
That's true.
It's unfortunate, because I think he was a better voice for Garfield than Chris Pratt. Nadia wants Return of the Living Dead for me, which makes sense. Dead. Okay, and then I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Not the first one. It's I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Alrighty. Does anyone else have... I'm going to go ahead and just get this in for Matt Walls already. Go ahead and get Insidious on there. Matt, will count it for you. Forrest Gump.
That's a good one.
I don't think I've reviewed it, but I've definitely seen it. And Beverly Hills Cop. Okay. Any others? I know we had actually two friends of mine gave me some suggestions today. So my friend Twan gave us some suggestions. Actually, one movie that we already covered on Movie Club, so I didn't throw it on here, which was Wall-E. But some other good movies that were put on here. Oops. Hey, boy, what do you got into the wheel? I don't know why I said boy. Your name's Sammy Boy. Hi, Sammy. This is basically any movies that you want to suggest for us to watch. You can go ahead and throw them in the comment section, and we will spin them and get them added to the list. Let's see here. The Visit.
Oh, this is such a good one.
And
I hope you get
Burn.
that one. Or me. Burn.
At the rate the movies he's doing, a toaster is... I mean, Chris Pratt, he's a great actor, but he's in way too many things. Abigail was really good. Abigail was darn good for what it was.
Oh, Eddie got one in.
Zach and Miri Make a Porno. Alrighty. I think that's one of the first movies I ever pirated when I was a kid. So that's fun. Bringing it full circle. Alrighty, everyone. Any other suggestions for movies going onto the wheel? Abigail is a good suggestion, but both Kevin and I have already reviewed that. If you want to go to our letterbox, you can find the review there. Any other suggestions? I mean, we already have a shit ton on here. But go ahead. Beverly Hills Chihuahua 2.
Oh my gosh. Not the first one. The second one. I don't know. I'm a kind of
dead.
I'm kind of a sucker.
Which Evil Dead? The original or the remake? If you want to specify that real quick.
I'm a sucker for dog movies, so Beverly Hills might be pretty funny to me. And
No. 2013. Okay, the remake.
Oh, good one.
2013. Okay, the remake.
Oh, good one. Good one.
I believe it's this. Hold on. Keep an eye on those suggestions.
Yeah, I will.
Evil Dead 2013. Yes, same director as the upcoming Alien Romulus. So, is 2004 a movie?
No. Mean Girls. Mean Girls 2004.
Oh, okay. Not the musical.
Yeah.
Glenn or Glenda?
No. It's definitely Glenn.
No, Glenn or Glenda is a movie.
Oh, it is? Oh, I thought he was talking about Bride of Chucky. Or Seed of Chucky.
Attack of the Killer Donuts.
Oh, I remember watching that.
Alrighty. We'll give it one more minute. One more minute. Get any of those suggestions in you possibly can.
Mm-hmm. Do you have your pick for me? Because I have my pick for you.
Yeah, sure.
Which probably
I'll
is...
wait and see if it's picked. If it's not picked, then I don't know what I'll do.
We are the tiniest ones. We have like the 0.000% chance of getting it.
Which makes it, if we land on it, it's gonna be fucking wild. For a few dollars more. And there's some what's it called? Spaghetti westerns. Love it.
Ooh, okay.
If you know the movie Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, for a few dollars more is a part of that trilogy.
Oh, okay.
A Dirty Shame. Alrighty. And that will be the cutoff. Eddie's submission, A Dirty Shame, is the last one. So, we're going to go ahead and shuffle. And I think, who went first? I think you went first last week.
I think I went first, yeah.
So I will go first this time. And if it is a short film, then we'll
spin again.
We'll just we'll see what happens. But my first movie is, and I'm not looking at it.
Ooh. Oh. Okay.
Ice Station Zebra.
Wait, that's Matt again.
I believe that is, in fact, Matt's again.
Yep. Man, 2 weeks in a row, Matt.
He's really making up for the movies that he hasn't been picked before.
Mm-hmm.
Great job, Matt. Alrighty, Kevin.
Yep.
Ready?
I'll go. Yep, do it.
And it is.
What is it? I don't even think I've heard of this movie.
Oh my gosh. Eddie, your pick has come to be Bucky Larson, Born to Be a Star.
Oh my gosh, who is this? Oh, it's Nick's. Oh, I know who this is now. Okay.
I am so excited for that. Are we going to have another Norbit situation on our hands?
I don't know.
I can't wait. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and go to the next one, which is going to be my second pick.
Mm-hmm.
And it is... I almost don't want to look, but I have it on two screens right now. I'm not looking. Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. Hitting a lot of these in here.
That's a movie? Or is that a short?
Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. Yes, it is.
Was that Matt again? I feel like that's Matt.
Might be Matt again. Matt, is that your pick as well? I don't remember from last week. I know we added that last week. We've lost our comment section. They've disappeared into the void. Alrighty. Kevin.
Yep.
Your second one. If you get a short.
We're spinning again.
Yeah. But you'll have to watch it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Another one for Kevin from Eddie.
What?
Oh my gosh.
A Cerebrum film?
A Serbian film.
Serbian, oh.
Widely considered one of the most disturbing movies of all time. That is... Oh boy.
All right. I'm down.
You know what, Kevin? I'm gonna watch that with you
Okay.
because I actually really want to watch that movie. Should we spin to see if we get a short?
Yeah, I'm down.
Alrighty. Let's see if we get a short. Get some of them off the list this time. You know.
Yeah, where is our chat? It's kind of down. Oh, there it is.
Eddie.
Oh, we will be. Don't worry. It'll just be get a bad score. That's it.
Porky in Wacky Land.
Wait, I want that one.
Okay.
That one just sounds funny.
You're gonna need it after those movies.
Yeah, maybe.
Alrighty. Let's see here, and then I'll go ahead and spin it and try and get a short. We can whittle it down just a little bit. That is a film. At this point, I might just take one out, but we'll see.
Oh,
You know, it's right there, Robin Hood Daffy. That's the one I'll
Okay.
take. Where is Robin Hood Daffy? There it is. I actually know that short, and I think I've seen it before. So, alrighty. Well, that is quite
That's
a
a
picks
list.
this week. Holy shit. Yeah, well, you know what? It's fine, Eddie. If he doesn't like it, he doesn't like it. He'll still be your friend. I'm just excited because I've never seen it, and I've heard nothing but really interesting things.
Is it
about
like
that movie.
grotesque or?
No, the whole point is it's about an aging porn star who agrees to participate in an art film in order to make a clean break from the business, only to discover that he's been drafted into making a pedophilia and necrophilia themed snuff film.
Oh. Okay.
Kevin's reaction was perfect.
All right.
Yeah. It's a movie that is definitely down the middle, has a 5 on IMDb. The US version apparently is approximately cut by 1 minute to get an NC-17 rating. So that's fun. The user review on IMDb just says, "Don't know what to think."
I mean,
I'm curious what it's at on Letterboxd. A Serbian film is at a 1.9 on Letterboxd.
okay.
Very interesting. I'm interested to see like that film for the first time. I've never seen it before. Never I've only heard things about it. So, how fitting that you received 2 Rotten films, both about porn, by the way. And tomorrow we're doing Rotten Redemption.
That's true. Wait, what mine's about? Both of them are about?
Bucky Larson is about porn.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh boy. Where even is a Serbian film? Where can you watch it?
It's on Fandango, free.
Voodoo, Fandango.
Yeah.
Filmzy. Oh yeah, I guess you can watch it on Fandango for free. God love Fandango.
I used to get my tickets there when I was younger. I don't know if I would rent this movie.
You can also watch it on Arrow, apparently. Surprising that it's not on Tubi, because everything seems to be on Tubi these days.
True.
But Kevin's gonna watch porn, I see.
I guess I have 2 movies about that, I guess.
What is the genre of... Well, hey, a Serbian film is technically horror, thriller, and crime, so...
We'll see.
Maybe Nadia should watch it with you. If it's a horror movie.
Maybe.
As weird as this sounds, if you're going to go all the way, seek out the unrated cut.
For which one?
A Serbian film.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe I think Bucky Larson might have one too. I'm actually curious.
On
what
Tubi?
What does Bucky Larson have on Letterboxd?
Give me like a 0.9.
It's a 1.6.
Yes.
It's worse than a Serbian film. Apparently, according to fans. I've never actually heard of Ice Station Zero, so I'm curious where that's streaming on.
I know, and I know that's Matt's because he put it in last week, I believe.
It's on Tubi.
Yeah,
gotta love Tubi. It's got Rock Hudson in it. Holy shit! Okay, I'm excited about that. And then Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. Where is that? Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. Oh, the animation looks sick on it. Vampire Hunter has a 4.0 on Letterboxd. That's impressive. Alrighty, well, it's not available to rent anywhere. It's not available to stream anywhere. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, is it on the Internet Archive? Let's see. Actually, it is. All right. Well, I'll watch it on the Internet Archive then.
Nice.
Alrighty, everyone. Well, that's it for the Wheel of Fate. Thank you all for your suggestions. As always, if it wasn't picked, it will stay on the wheel for next week. So make sure to keep in mind that will stay and come up with a list for next week, because you never know what can win. But before we kind of go anywhere, Kevin, if any of you have any questions or anything, please let us know.
That's
like
horrible, but so good. It's so good.
Still uncut, technically.
Mm-hmm.
But if anyone has any questions, comments, concerns, criticisms, anything like that, feel free to go ahead and get those in now. It's just kind of time where we hang out and have fun. So.
Yep.
But Kevin, you said you've been watching Welcome to Wrexham. I'm super excited that you're on the train with us. Where are you at? What do you think?
I think episode 9 or 10 on the first season. And I always like documentaries about like sports and how everything works. So it's very interesting to me, the behind the scenes, but then you still also get to see what the players see and the different, because soccer to me is kind of foreign because I don't really watch it too much, especially back in England and Europe and all that, those places. It's like a fandom over there, and over here it's just pushed to the wayside pretty much.
Football is the biggest, most popular sport in the world.
Yeah, but in America it's probably the least popular sport, I feel like. Yeah,
because we watch more boring sports.
I watch hockey.
That's my hot take of the week. Hockey is basically football on ice with sticks and ice skates.
Okay, is football FU-ball? Or
the football where they actually use their feet, yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right.
Not hand egg.
Hand egg.
Actually, I'm going to call it American rugby.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
It's what it is. It's more like rugby anyway.
I've always been interested in watching soccer, but you have to wake up so early to watch all the games. Like the good people to watch the games, that it's hard to. So, but it's really, really interesting. And the only thing I'm going to say about it is Ryan seems like he's always acting and doesn't stop. Like, is he normal?
I think that's just his personality, and it lends itself to so many characters that it's just like he gets typecast.
Okay.
But they both feel like awesome people just to hang out with.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I want to get a drink with them. Here's a glowing endorsement for a Serbian film. Eddie effing Hansen. You can say fucking. It's okay.
Yeah,
we're adults.
It's okay.
The stream isn't for children.
I said something about the other party in this movie, in this stream.
It's true. Garrett, who's your all-time favorite filmmaker? Oh,
Scorsese. Mine, Scorsese.
Scorsese's very good, but I wouldn't say he's like my favorite.
Mine would be Spielberg, probably, because I enjoy a lot of his films.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Spielberg, but like I know it's the boring pick.
But he's made so many gems.
So in interest of not saying Spielberg, I will say, like off the top of my head right now, I would say Akira Kurosawa. Especially with Seven Samurai, which is just so good. Or Stanley Kubrick, also a very good filmmaker. And I'm honestly, you know what? This isn't best filmmakers. This is favorite. So I'm just gonna throw out Mel Brooks. I love Mel Brooks. I love me some Blazing Saddles. I love me some Young Frankenstein. So
Okay.
I'll throw that out there too. It's kind of hard. It changes all the time, but I would say like all-time favorite is Spielberg, but that's the boring pick because it's just like it's like saying who's your favorite film composer of all time. If anyone says anything but John Williams, they're wrong. Like, but like you can have anyone beyond that. So it's just kind of hard. But yeah, Spielberg for the boring answer, and then I would say probably Kubrick or Kurosawa for sure.
And then another TV show that Nadia and I have been watching is called Them. It's on Amazon.
Talked about that last
Prime.
week, yeah.
Oh my gosh, it is just it's banger after banger of an episode, and they're like 45-minute episodes, but they feel like 20-minute episodes because you are just glued to the TV. Which definitely go check this series out. We started on season 2 accidentally, but we're gonna head back to season 1 afterwards. We only have like 2 more episodes left. Yeah, exactly.
And we're not talking about the movie with the giant ants. This is the anthology series on Amazon Prime. I just realized I didn't ask what your favorite all-time filmmaker is, Eddie, but I know who your favorite all-time filmmaker is.
It's JC.
It's what's his name? Zack Snyder, right? I mean, if it is, I'm sorry for making a joke at your expense, but I would hope not. I know who your favorite is. Which we could go back and forth, but you know, film is subjective. Everyone has different favorites. But as far as me, again, I'm keeping up with Welcome to Wrexham. I'm actually up to date now, so I'm making sure that I'm still watching because it's every Friday that it comes out.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're waiting on Fridays then. Every day.
Yeah, 100%. Which is how I prefer to watch TV shows. I don't like having them all at once. It gets overwhelming, and I don't like to binge. And I would it gives me something to look forward to, like to schedule my week around, which is what I would like to have. But other than that, we did our Universal trip, which was awesome. Nadia's in the chat; she was there with us. We had a great time. It wasn't busy at all. Everything was a walk on, except for.
Mummy.
No, Mummy wasn't even that bad either. The only wait was Mario Kart.
Mario Kart, yeah.
And Mario Kart was... I wouldn't say it was worth the wait, but it was still a fun ride. But I'm also not the biggest Mario fan, so that's kind of like not a fair assessment.
I wish they could have made Mario Kart an actual like race kart and it be like a roller coaster. I feel like we don't have enough roller coasters in rides in our Universal already, so just putting like an AR thing is kind of like that kind of sucks because we already have Transformers, then we have Harry Potter, which is 3D, and then then we have Minions as well.
Olivera just went to Universal Studios. She was with us.
We
were showing her around. I'm just kidding.
We were the VIP tour guide for her.
Yeah, we were. I will say though, there's something I do need to talk about with Universal Studios.
Is it Secret Life of Pets?
No, that ride was actually surprisingly like not Universal because there wasn't a lot of screens in it. Like it wasn't all screens, which was very nice. I do have a bone to pick with Universal.
Which one? Do you want the femur, the humerus? What do you want?
I'm gonna pick the scapula.
Okay.
I don't know why. It just sounds fun. It sounds like spatula. I forget the name of it. The Toadstool Cafe?
Yeah.
Worst restaurant experience I've ever had. From we had our reservations at 4:15. We got there. We were there like at 4:13, or we were there beforehand, but we got in right around 4:14, 4:15, and we didn't order food until half an hour after getting in there. Because every single fucking peon that comes into that restaurant is literally you have this thing called a cell phone and you can look at the menu at any fucking time, but you get up to the fucking counter and become a fucking statue. You're like,
So what's in this drink? What comes in this?
What's a hamburger? It's not that fucking difficult. But then also, you have people who work there standing around doing nothing. Like, there's people standing behind the counter who we were told their job was like to make drinks, but that's what the cashiers were doing. So what the hell is their job? It doesn't make any sense. Also, it's okay. We I ordered, like, we get in there at 4:15. We were finished ordering by like 4:50, which I kept track on my phone, Kevin.
No, yeah, finish ordering. That's just
Yes.
waiting in line.
Yes, and then you get to your seat, and then they bring out the food. We didn't eat. I was starving going in there because I didn't eat anything, and I was an idiot. That's my fault. But I was so hungry for so long that my stomach shrunk, and I couldn't finish everything that I had. Which again is my fault, not theirs. But then we didn't get our food until 5:20. So over an hour is awful.
Yeah.
And I also think they were accidentally letting way too many people in and didn't shut off reservations.
Yeah,
Because
that's what we were talking about at the
so crowded
table. Yeah, because there was people coming in, but there was no seating.
Yeah,
because we never got our food. Like,
it's
not on time, but like close to like a 10-minute wait on time. Like, if the food would have came faster, like 10 minutes, it would have been fine because we would have gotten our food right away. Then we could have left, and then people could have taken. But no, people are waiting for their food for like 30 minutes.
Yes, hands down, worst restaurant experience I've ever had. I would have rather gone to like just a food stand and gotten like a turkey leg or like a hot dog, and it probably would have been better. Like, yeah, granted, the food not awful, and I will say that is not part of the experience that I'm saying is bad.
Yeah,
for theme park food, I would say it's a slight step above what you would typically get. It's themed very well, except the fact that there's mushrooms and fucking everything, which I can't stand, and I'm sure other people don't like as well. Which their marinara sauce just has mushrooms in it because fuck you. Thank you, really appreciate it. But like the food itself, fine. Their little garlic knots, those were fantastic.
Yep,
can't argue. Truffle fries, really good. But burger, just okay. Didn't really need to have it. I'm sure like the desserts and stuff, like the cutesy things you go there to take photos of, are great. And I can 100% probably guarantee that the one in Japan is far superior.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And yeah.
I mean, Japanese food in general is just better, but like it has to be better. But this one is just so like I didn't like. It wasn't even the thing that I really wanted to do. I went along with it because it's what everyone else wanted to do, and I don't want to be the party pooper that says, I don't want that. You know, and I also do want to see the inside and how it's themed. And I'm a theme park guy. I like to see.
Yeah, because and again, you couldn't go in there unless you had reservations.
Yeah, they don't even let you go in and look.
Yeah.
So it keeps up this mystery and hypes it up. It's so stupid. Like if you're a huge fan of Mario, then I can see you wanting to do it. Go and do it. You be you. But like for me, I just couldn't stand it.
Well, Nadia and I were big fans of like Mario Party and Mario Kart and stuff like that. It's not worth it. It's not worth that wait for it.
It's not like the stuff at Disneyland, like the bar in Star Wars Land, which is incredible, or even some of the restaurant offerings out there. This is just like it's a step above theme park food with a wait that you're gonna want to kill yourself in line for.
Well, think about what we could have done. We could have ridden the Mummy a couple of times. We could have gone maybe see.
We could have rid Harry Potter probably 15 times.
Yeah, or we could have gone to see what's it called? What did Grant want to see?
The Fall Guy, the Waterworld show.
Yeah,
which was at the same time as our reservation. Which that reservation was made, and then we were like, oh well, I guess we're not seeing Waterworld.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's all right. I mean, like, we still had fun times. We're hanging out with friends, which is the entire point of why you want to go.
The studio tour was pretty cool because
studio tour is long too, which is nice.
Nadia didn't know what it was about because she's only been to Halloween Horror Nights studio tour. So we're doing the whole studio tour. She's like, "Why do we have 3D glasses?" I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm not going to tell you." but there's a couple of stuff that we have to do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then if you saw on her Instagram that she got scared by Bruce, which was hilarious. First of all, oh, that was great content right there.
Also, Nadia's mushroom soup souvenir wouldn't stop smelling like mushrooms, no matter how many times she washed it.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Try vinegar. If you have vinegar, try soaking it in vinegar and then washing it with soap and water. That should help. I've learned that through doing this. But kind of rant over. We've been talking for a while. We've been going for an hour and a half. This is our longest stream so far.
Long.
So other than that, we don't have a whole lot we've been watching or doing. So, but thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We cannot wait to join you again next week to talk about these movies because we got some real interesting ones. But as always, we have our movie club going live this weekend, and we are talking about a movie that no one really has heard of before, which is The Night of the Hunter. Which really excited to talk about that one. So make sure you check out that episode. It goes live on Friday at 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And of course, our live streams go live every Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure you join us for those like you are right now. And thank you so much for doing that. Ew, vinegar smells like cat urine. Well, it'll clean your bowl. Hopefully. But thank you again, everyone, for joining us. Great stream, GNK. See you tomorrow night. Horror and more. If you want to go see Nadia on a live stream, go check out Fans of Something. Both awesome channels that are awesome people as well. So please go and give them the love, same love, attention, and care that you give us, because they deserve it. Sometimes more so than we do. But thank you so much, everyone. Have a great and fantastic week, and we'll see you next week. And until then, keep those eyes, even if it is a Serbian film, on the screen.
I'll try. Everyone.